You don't raise a kid with your bank account. You raise a child with your presence and by actually being there time-wise with your child. You cannot substitute a lack of presence with a paycheck. That's not the way it works. So this argument that Nick Cannon, I don't know if he said it in so many words, but he has alluded to it. Cam Newton, same thing. He hasn't said it in so many words, but he's alluded to it. Elon, I have not heard him say it. I see a lot of single women saying these things and they allude to it. They may not say it in so many words, but they allude to it. And then I see people defending this and they'll say it in so many words. Well, this guy played in the NFL and he made this much money, so he can afford to have multiple kids. People actually say that. This guy can afford to have all of these baby moms because of how much money he makes or how much money he allegedly made. That is bullshit. That is not what it takes to raise a kid. Let me ask a question. How many of you were raised by a single parent and the parent who was not there? All right, so the parent who wasn't at home every day, that one, whether it was your dad or your mom, for many of you, it might have been your dad, or even those of you who were raised by somebody who wasn't your mom or your dad, and neither your mom or your dad was around. Let me ask you a question. If your mom or dad was alive, but not around, how much money could they have sent to you to make up for the fact that they were not present? How much money would have closed that gap? How much money would have healed that wound of mom or dad not being around? How much money would it take? Give me a number. Is there a number that would make it make sense? So if you're right now out there and you're a child, or you were a child of a single parent, how much money could your dad have been sending to you every month to make up for the fact that he wasn't at home every day? Any of you who's a single parent right now, let's say you're a single mom, how much money can the father of your child or children send to your kids to erase the fact that he's not home every day? That will make it okay. Your kids will grow up completely okay. Well, he's not here every day, but he sent this much money, so now it's cool. How much money? Give me a number. Give me a dollar amount. All right, so all of you are answering exactly what it is. The answer is zero. So this whole argument that this person is rich, or this person makes this much money, or they own a business, or they got this, or they got that, or they made this much money playing in the NFL or the NBA, that means they, quote unquote, can afford to have kids. That is bullshit. That is not how you afford. You don't afford to have kids with money. You afford to have kids with your physical presence. That's why the traditional family is man, woman, child under one roof. What you pay, how you pay, is in your time. Time is more valuable than money. Why? Because money can be replicated and replenished. Time cannot. So any of you who grew up as a single child, I did not.